Hey, are you good at rescuing strangers stranded on the side of the road, finding missing husbands, and counting chocolates? Then you'll ace this quiz. Keep in mind how many riddles you've solved correctly and check your results at the end. Oh, and count me in about the chocolates. 1. What is it? When water splashes it, none seeps through. But when it's moved a lot, it spews liquid. When hit, it changes color. It covers quite a complex thing, yet it's very easy to flex. What is it? It's your skin. Number 2. How many people? A king, a queen, and 2 twins are all in one room, and still there are no adults there. How come? They aren't even people, they're all beds. Number 3. A driver's problem. A man was driving along a countryside road when one of his car tires burst. While changing it, he accidentally lost all 4 wheel nuts. The road was deserted, and the driver was afraid he'd have to spend many hours waiting for someone who could give him a hand. But a kid passing by his vehicle said something that helped the man solve his problem. What advice did the child give the driver?
Aha!
The kid told the man to remove 1 nut from each of the remaining wheels and use them to secure the new tire. This way, the man could get to the nearest service station. 4. A game of chess. 2 men are playing chess. They've already played 5 games, and each man has won 3 of them. How is it possible? The men are playing with different opponents, not with each other. 5. What letter? Look at the picture and try to guess which letter should be under the plane. The letter A. W stands for water, L is the first letter of land, and A is for air. 6. Kingdom at stake. King Thomas had no children who could inherit his throne. That's why he decided to hold a contest where he could find a worthy successor. He gave a seed to every participant and announced that the person who would grow the healthiest and most beautiful plant would become the next monarch. On the final day of the competition, the king saw hundreds of people with plants of all sizes and shapes. But he ignored even the prettiest flowers. His choice was a girl holding a pot with nothing but moist dirt. How come she won? The king was a kind and honest man and wanted his heir to have the same qualities. He gave the participants not seeds, but tiny pebbles. That's how he figured out all of them had cheated but the girl. 7. Magic beard. I can shave every day, but my beard will remain the same. What am I? I'm a barber. 8. A paradox. Yep, it's what you need when you have 2 boats. You know, a pair of docks. Okay, here's the real question. You can enter, but you can't come in. It has space, but no room. It has keys, but opens no lock. What is it? It's a computer. 9. Only water. What always breaks on water but never on land? A wave. 10. An antique dealer's riddle. David was a famous antique dealer in his town, but there were loads of people who envied him. The man had a young, beautiful daughter, Liza. One evening, when the antiquarian was busy in his workshop, his phone rang. A man told him that they had David's daughter. If he wanted to see her again, he had to give his jewelry collection to a man waiting at the doors. It wasn't the first time someone was threatening David. That's why he requested to talk to his daughter. He asked her just one question. "I have 2 hands, but I can't scratch myself. What am I?" When David heard no answer, he said, "It's not my daughter," and hung up. What's the answer to this riddle? Liza would know that her father was talking about a clock. Number 11. Black and white hats. 4 boys are lined up on several steps, all of them facing in the same direction. A brick wall separates the 4th boy from the rest. Boy 1 can see boys 2 and 3. Boy 2 can see boy 3. All boy 3 sees is the wall, and boy 4 doesn't see the others. The boys are wearing hats, and they know that 2 of the hats are white and 2 are black. Which boy will be the first to figure out and shout out the color of the hat he's wearing if the boys aren't allowed to turn, talk to each other, or take their hats off? It'll be boy 2. Boys 3 and 4 can't see the others' hats. Boy 1 sees 1 black hat and 1 white hat, and knows that his hat can be either white or black. Boy 2 sees 1 black hat. He realizes that if he were also wearing a black hat, Boy 1 would understand that his hat is white. And since he hasn't shouted yet, it means that Boy 2 is wearing a white hat. 12. Chocolates. Both Mark and Daniel had a box of chocolates each. There were 12 chocolates in each box. Mark ate some sweets. Then Daniel opened his box and ate the same number of chocolates that were left in Mark's box. How many chocolates do the guys have together now? They have 12 chocolates together. 13. A skyscraper. What building has the most stories? A library. Yeah. 14. A submarine case. It was Christmas morning when a submarine captain discovered one of his sailors unconscious on his bunk. Someone had hit him on the head, and it could only be another crew member. The captain had 3 suspects: Jackson, Christopher, and Nathan. He questioned them, and here's what they said. Jackson: "I didn't do it because I was checking the equipment in the machinery compartment." Christopher: "When it happened, I was cleaning the floors in the dining room." Nathan: "At that moment, I was busy talking to my girlfriend on Skype." Who's lying? It was Nathan who hit his mate. There's no internet on submarines. 15. Who's the husband? Look at the picture and try to figure out who the woman's husband is. It's the man in the first photo. The woman is wearing a pendant with the letter L, and the man has the name Lisa tattooed on his neck. 16. What am I? All people ask for me, but almost everybody hates me. For some people, I'm a disaster. For others, I'm a huge relief. What am I? I'm the truth. 17. trapped. You're trapped in a secret laboratory by a mad professor. You find a corridor ending with 3 doors. Behind the first door, there's a giant shark. Behind the second one, there's a deep hole with sharp metal spikes at the bottom. And the third door hides live electrical wires. Before you have time to choose one exit, the corridor starts to fill with water. Choose fast which door can save your life. Choose the second door. As soon as the corridor fills with water, you'll be able to swim over the spikes. 18. Unpopular food. What vegetable is unpopular on ships? The leek, of course. 19. No use. It's only useful when it's full, and yet it's always full of holes. What is it? It's a sieve. 20. A fired manager. Mark, Jim, and Bob work as managers in the same office. One day, one of them is fired, and one gets a promotion. The remaining manager wants to resign at first, but then changes his mind. You know that the one who's fired is older than the rest and single. Jim's younger than the manager who has decided to stay at work, and he doesn't know Bob's wife. Who's fired? It's not Jim, because he's younger than the manager who stays. It's also not Bob, because he's married. It means that Mark has been fired, Jim has got a promotion, and Bob has decided to stay in his position. That's it, and now the results. Those who have braved this challenge but managed to crack only 0 to 7 riddles, cheer up. Serial riddle crackers confess they'd been practicing every day before they reached any more or less impressive result. 8 to 14 solved riddles means that you aren't a novice in this challenging activity, but you might need to exercise more. And if you've solved 15 to 20 riddles correctly, congrats, you've nailed it! Is this your lucky day, or are you that very serial riddle cracker? Hey, if you learned something new today, or if you like my paradox joke, then give the video a like and share it with a friend. And here are some other videos I think you'll enjoy. Just click to the left or right, and remember, stay on the bright side of life.